Russia is the first country Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits for a bilateral meeting after his historic third term in office. His meeting with President Putin is being watched very closely, not just here in Russia, in India, but across the region and the world. And to talk more about this, with me is Ambassador Vinay Kumar, India's ambassador to Moscow. Ambassador, how crucial is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's historic visit?
Well, this visit is situated in the tradition of annual summit that our two countries have. The last summit was in 2021, and since then we have been waiting for this visit. So now that the Prime Minister has got opportunity to visit, he would be having 22nd annual summit with the President of Russian Federation, that is President Vladimir Putin.
And what do we expect from this visit? Because if we were to talk about the traditional strategic ties between India and Russia, whether it's from the 1950s or the pact in 1971 or the Kargil conflict, Russia's always been a close friend of India. But now, in the field of critical technologies, in the field of defense, new technologies, how is this relationship being taken forward? Co-production, co-manufacturing, or the issue of space?
Today, India-Russia ties are characterized by a special and privileged strategic partnership that defines the contours of our cooperation and our interaction across a large number of issues and areas of mutual interest. Defense is, of course, an important part. We are doing co-production of a number of defense items, but also our relations have expanded in trade and investments. There are Indian investments in Russian energy sector. There are Russian investments in India, in energy, in railways, in defense production. I mentioned also steel. So these relations are expanding in trade and economic fields. We also have very close cooperation in scientific field, joint work between a number of Indian and Russian institutions. We have very active collaboration in cultural and academic educational fields. We have close people-to-people ties. So as I said, the overall framework for these multifaceted relationship today is the annual summit between the two leaders and the special and privileged strategic partnership that we have.
Sir, when we talk about energy cooperation and the cheap crude that we got from Russia exported to the rest of the world, that's held both countries in good stead. How is that energy cooperation being taken forward?
The cooperation continues. Part of these decisions, procurement of energy crude from Russia, is a commercial decision which the Russian companies and Indian companies do on the basis of spot purchases, on the basis of term contract. So it continues, and so I'm sure that the oil companies of the two countries will find it mutually attractive to continue this cooperation.
It's also led to a trade imbalance where it's about $60 billion plus in Russia's favor, for about $4 to $5 billion is India's export. How does that get addressed, sir?
That is a new thing. That is the trade deficit in favor of Russia to the tune of $55 billion, primarily by enhanced procurement of crude oil from Russia. Has created a new situation, and we are working constantly with our Russian colleagues and Indian manufacturers, Indian chambers of commerce, to find new items to add to the Indian basket, and also expand the traditional items of export from India to Russia. That is pharmaceutical, tea, auto parts, engineering goods, chemicals, and look for the new avenues. So agricultural and food products is a very important sector that we are looking at to Russia.
So agriculture, food products, what else can India export, and how does that rupee-ruble trade, is it possible to take that forward? Because several businesses say investing here could invite sanctions.
That is a commercial decision that the business entities have to have to make. Our work is to provide the framework which attracts investment, and to that extent, the trade settlement in national currencies has been helping.
So there's a India's friends with Russia, India's friends with NATO, with Ukraine. There's a NATO meet that's also on at the time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is coming here. What signals are we sending out to the rest of the world?
Well, we are working for our bilateral relations with Russia here, and we will continue to do so.
And that does not impact the world adversely, or the world does not look at it in a scenario where there's a conflict with the Ukraine.
India-Russia relations do contribute to peace, stability, development of a large number of people and across the region. And the leaders will certainly exchange views on the regional developments, on global issues as well.
And so people to people contact, that's something that you also emphasized on, the Prime Minister's emphasized on repeatedly. He's also having a diaspora event. What message does that go out, and how many Indians study here, work here, and how does that increase?
Indian community in Moscow has been eagerly looking forward to the visit of Prime Minister, because last time Prime Minister visited Moscow was in 2015. I know that they are very eagerly waiting to got a very warm welcome to the Prime Minister. So far as students are concerned, we have almost 35,000 students studying across Russian Federation. Most of them, almost 90+% of them, are studying medicine and some other in other fields. This again is something that the decision is taken by the individual students based on their interest and how they find academically and financially beneficial to study.
So, connectivity again is an area where India and Russia are working together. Are we moving forward on new corridors of connectivity?
We are discussing infrastructure development and greater use of international north-south transport corridor. And there are also discussions about new routes, including Chennai-Vladivostok, Northern Sea route, which the concerned ministries and also the business chambers are exploring.
Sir, for joining us here on India Today, many thanks.
Thank you very much.
So, a relationship that's been very strong, and the effort is to take it forward to the next level. Gaurav Sawant in Moscow, Russia, for India Today.